Fear not. We're of the nature of the lion, and cannot descend to the destruction of mice and such small beasts. Nobanion is the primal deity of nobility, of lions, of felines, and of other good line beasts. He is also known as Lord Firemane, as King of the Beasts, as King of Lions and Strong Beasts, as the Lion King, the Lion God of Guthmere, Lord of the Guthmere Forest, and Guardian of the Vilhon Reach. He is a paragon of wise, sound leadership, and an inspiration to those who would lead by example. Nobanion takes on the form of a giant male lion of at least twice its normal size. His lustrous fur shines with the radiance of the sun, whilst his majesty and his charisma humble the mighty as they calm the meek. At times, gigantic eagle's wings may sprout from his back, and he may cause his luxurious mane to ignite with a halo of amber light and golden fire surrounding his noble countenance. He has also been known to manifest as a lamassu, a winged lion with the face of a man. The earliest accounts of Nobanion know him by the name of Aslan, and it is believed that he entered the world of Toril at some point in the first half of the second millennium through a magical gate located within a still water pond in the Weathercoat Wood. After wandering the lands for over a century, he settled in the Guthmere Forest, north of the Vilhon Reach, along with his pride of Lamassu. Thereupon, he lay claim to the region by driving out the followers of Malar, the Beast Lord, who in turn slunk away into the shadows to plot his revenge. This conflict came to a head in the year 1358, when Malar attempted to retake his lost lands, resulting in a titanic battle known as the Roar of Shadows. The Lion King, aided by allies from the druidic order known as the Emerald Enclave, eventually drove out the usurper once more, securing Nobanion's place as the undisputed king of the Guthmere Forest. Nobanion epitomizes the greatest and the most noble aspects of rulership. He leads from the front line and by example. Given the choice, he would rather bear injury himself than burden his underlings with sacrifice. Thus he hopes to inspire his followers to choose goodness by their own free will. Nobanion is close with Larue, the unicorn goddess, whom he ranks as among his closest friends. He is also allied with many nature deities, including Mieliki, the Forest Queen, Sylvanus, the Tree Father, and Shialia, the Goddess of Fertility. He begrudgingly tolerates Shares, the Goddess of Passion, by their shared domain over felines, though he finds her flightiness and constant flirting to be unbecoming of nobility. Meanwhile, the upright deities of Torm, the god of duty, and of Tyr, the god of justice, they are friendly enough with the Lion King, but this alliance belies their condescension for prioritizing the demands of men over the needs of beasts. Nobanion's greatest enemy is Malar, whom he regards as a perversion of all that is great and noble among beasts. And this enmity earns the Lion King an alliance with Gwaeron Windstrom, the god of trackers, by their shared foe. Nobanion leads his faithful to an afterlife in the Pride Lands within Krigala, on the sun-soaked first layer of the Beastlands, wherein it is rumored that he maintains a constant portal to the Gothmere forest, allowing him to roam the material plane freely. Nobanion is a demigod, and his lawful good alignment underpins his unshakable resolve and his worthy countenance. His clerics tend to adopt the order or the nature domain, and they turn and destroy undead. His chosen weapon is his own leonine head, preferring to batter and to bite foes rather than to use his claws, which his divine casters imitate by wielding war picks shaped in his image. His holy time is the dusk, when his casters pray for spells before the evening hunt. Lord Firemane is universally revered among Lamassu, who consider him to be the father of their race, an honor affording them the title of Elder, or Reverend Elder, among the Lion King's non-Lamassu followers, who are in turn known as Nobanionites. Collectively, his entire faith is known as the Pride of Nobanion, and it includes many druids, rangers, wemmicks, intelligent animals, educators, judges, leaders, and soldiers. A common rite among Nobanionites is to wet their right hand or their right paw with the blood of their prey at the close of a successful hunt. Likewise, dancing, frolicking, and celebrating the bounties of life are all considered to be sacred acts. The Pride of Nobanion celebrates two main festivals. The first is the Festival of the Pride, a week-long celebration of life and of fertility, which spans the first 7 days of the month of Ches. It is a week of frolicking and a time for romance. Many Nobanionites believe that any child conceived during the festival will grow up to become a leader among their people. The second week-long festival, being the newborn celebration, occurs 2.5 months later, being equal to the gestation period of a lion, in the third week of Kythorn. It is dedicated to birth, to rebirth, and to revering the lions that inhabit the Vilhon Reach. Nobanionite clerics and crusaders are both known as Roaring Avengers, while scattered tribal shamans are often known as Speakers of the Poor and Roar. Among Wemmicks, Shamans are second only to the chieftain in rank. But otherwise, the pride of Nobanion has no real need for strict hierarchies or formal titles, as Nobanionites will naturally gravitate towards serving their communities as constables, as teachers, and as judges. When his clerics choose to multi-class, they tend to cross-train as fighters or as paladins, whilst his druids frequently double as rangers. His priesthood is most visible for painting a single unblinking eye upon their forehead, and yet otherwise they have no formal uniform other than tending by circumstance to wear a cloak made from the hide of a deer, a gazelle, or an antelope, and to wear a necklace of teeth and claws around their neck. Many will adorn their garb with images of Lord Firemane in embroidery, in beadwork, or in dye. Or else they may tattoo his visage upon their chest. Some will even eschew armor in battle, though most will choose the tool that best suits the hunt at hand. The pride of Nobanion are centrally located within the Guthmere forest, and from there Nobanionite worship spreads along the wealthy coastal kingdoms of the inland sea, west to the Dragon Coast, and east into the Vilhond Reach. Nobanionite temples are few and far between, such as the granite outcropping known as the Makran Spire in the Guthmere Forest, and the pride of Nobanion Temple in the city of Nathlek, which is also known as the City of Cats in the Shining Plains. But for the most part, his shrines tend to be portable, carried by wemmicks and other beasts, that they may travel alongside the pride. Specialty priests of Nobanion are known as Firemanes, or sometimes as Lights of the Lion's Mane. They are dedicated to taking the fight to the followers of Malar directly, and thus they are blessed with immunity to all forms of magical fear. They tend to use simple tribal weaponry and minimal armor. They are also known to possess a number of unique spells to instill courage, to shatter objects, and to deafen and to disrupt foes with mighty roars. They may also summon feline allies and shapeshift into feline form. Firemanes are also charged with performing the rite of the first blooding during the newborn celebration, whereby a newborn's hand is placed into the blood of a hunted prey as they are welcomed into the pride. The Lion King is served by a small yet elite military order known as the Legion of Lions, consisting mostly of Wemmick and Were-Lion clerics and crusaders. They are charged with defeating the servants of Malar beside the Firemanes, as well as opposing evil the world over. Beside Luru and Selune, Nobanion also sponsors the Fang Shields, a loosely organized group of talking beasts and good-aligned monsters who are dedicated to confounding evil organizations across Faerun. And finally, the Ten Paws, are a powerful tribe of Wemmicks who dominate the Shining Plains, rivaling even the Druids of the Emerald Enclave in influence and power. In my world, beyond arcane and divine magic, there exists a third kind wielded only by kings and rulers. It is a raw, primeval power, seemingly left behind by the retreat of the gods from the material plane, perhaps as a gift to humanity for self-determination. For once a ruler is rightfully recognized and blessed by his lineage and his deeds, he may learn to command this power to enrich crop yields, to ward off invaders, to enchant whole kingdoms, and to prove that the land itself counts among his royal subjects. Yet, this power, drawn from the raw material of nature as it is, will weaken as cities expand and armies strip the countryside for their upkeep. Thus, ironically, the more materially powerful a king becomes, the less magic he may wield to prove his divine right to rule. Upon a spectrum ranging from godlike kings of nothing to powerless kings of all. Mayhap there is no one being more qualified to shepherd this power than Nobanion, who, like a select few demigods of nature, has been known at times to manifest still in sacred, untouched parts of the pristine wilds, or in the courts of the Fae. Perhaps through the Lion King's wise counsel, temperance, and good example, the brewing war between man and Fae over the remaining wilds may yet be avoided. Perhaps even mortal kings may yet prove themselves worthy to inherit the power of gods in the age of man. The creed of the Pride speaks thusly: hunt only to satisfy your hunger, and never gorge yourself needlessly, for all may have plenty if nothing is wasted. All beings are one through the circle of life. Only the strong survive, and the mark of strength is to lead nobly through protecting the weak and the helpless. Yet any creature may find their strength if they are encouraged and led to live their true calling. For the strongest force of all is not the strength of one, but the might of many working together in a diverse community of many tactics. Thus, through tolerance, through compassion, and by living with grass underfoot and sun overhead, all beings may live together in harmony. And finally, respect is earned through loyalty to one's community, and by living one's truth in dignity and in honor. And yet, there exists a simplified version of the creed, observed by Wemmick tribesmen and shortened to suit their own pragmatic needs. It states but 3 precepts simply: the strong survive, and the weak die. Live in peace unless provoked. And finally, protect your community, and offer a swift and painless death to those who are brought down by illness or by injury.